I was tired of hearing the same money advice. Cancel subscriptions. Make a budget. Meal prep. We've heard it all before. So I decided to try something different. For 1 month, I tested 5 weird ways to save money. Some were surprisingly effective. Some were completely pointless. And one of them actually changed the way I spend money. Here's what happened. The first experiment was the 24-hour rule. Every time I wanted to buy something that wasn't essential, I had to wait 24 hours. No instant checkout. No, I'll just get it. If I still wanted it the next day, I could buy it. The first few times were annoying. I saw something online, added it to the cart, then closed the app. 24 hours later, I didn't want it anymore. That happened again and again. It made me realize something uncomfortable. A lot of my spending wasn't actually about wanting the product. It was about wanting the feeling of buying something. The excitement disappeared surprisingly quickly. Result? This one stayed. The second experiment was stranger. I started carrying cash for certain purchases, not because cash is magically better, but because I wanted to make spending feel physical again. With a card, a $20 purchase can feel almost invisible. Tap. Approved. Done. Cash feels different. You actually watch the money leave your hand. I noticed myself becoming more selective. But there was a catch. It wasn't practical for everything. Bills, online purchases, and automatic payments obviously didn't fit. So I kept it as a tool instead of making it a lifestyle. Result? Useful, but only in specific situations. Experiment number 3. I stopped shopping when I was bored. This sounds ridiculously simple, but I noticed something. Whenever I was bored, I'd open shopping apps. Not because I needed anything, just because scrolling through products was entertaining. So I replaced the habit. When I caught myself opening a shopping app for no reason, I had to wait 10 minutes. I could walk around, listen to music, watch something, do literally anything else. And something weird happened. Most of the time, I forgot what I was going to buy. That was the real discovery. The problem wasn't always the price. Sometimes the problem was boredom pretending to be a reason to spend. Result? Surprisingly effective. The fourth experiment was one I'd seen everywhere. Unsubscribe from marketing emails. At first, I thought this was pointless. A discount email isn't forcing me to buy anything. But then I noticed how often those emails created a reason to shop. 20% off today. Last chance. New arrivals. Exclusive offer. Even when I wasn't planning to buy anything, suddenly I had a reason. So I unsubscribed from as many promotional emails as I could. And my inbox became quieter. More importantly, shopping became less top of mind. I wasn't constantly being reminded about things I didn't know I wanted. Result? Small effect individually. Big effect over time. But experiment number 5 was the one that surprised me most. I started calculating the real cost of bigger purchases. Not just the sticker price. The number of hours I had to work to pay for it. Imagine something costs $400. That number feels abstract. But if you take home $20 an hour after taxes, that's roughly 20 hours of work. Suddenly, the question changes. It's no longer, can I afford $400? It's, is this worth about 20 hours of my life? And that question stopped me from buying things I would have probably forgotten about within a month. It didn't make me afraid to spend. It made me more intentional. And that was the biggest lesson from the entire experiment. Saving money isn't always about finding the cheapest version of everything. It's about creating a little space between wanting something and paying for it. The 24-hour rule created space. Cash created awareness. The boredom rule broke an automatic habit. Unsubscribing removed temptation. And calculating the time cost changed the question entirely. But here's what didn't work. I tried being extremely strict. No restaurants. No entertainment. No unnecessary purchases. It lasted less than a week. Because a money system that makes your life miserable usually doesn't last. And that's important. You don't need to eliminate every enjoyable expense to improve your finances. You need a system you can actually live with. Maybe that's waiting 24 hours before buying something expensive. Maybe it's removing shopping apps from your phone. Maybe it's having one day a week where you don't spend money. Maybe it's simply checking your bank account before making a purchase. The weird part is, none of these tricks magically made me rich. They did something more useful. They made me notice why I was spending. And once you understand the reason behind a habit, changing the habit becomes much easier. Because sometimes the best money-saving trick isn't finding a cheaper product. It's realizing you never really wanted the expensive one in the first place.